lots of people have told me that I'll be raped or killed. But I realized that the world is not that bad. And to be honest, I have been more scared inside the rooms than outside in the outside world.
You must have faced a lot of challenges. Or
as a woman in India, like even if you're not hitchhiking, even if you're sitting at home, you'll be asked questions. So there was the time I wanted to change the whole world. Women in general never get to experience that kind of freedom where you are just going with your bag and just asking lifts from random truck drivers and going with them and just volunteering somewhere, living in some far village where there's no network or anything. It was such an amazing freeing experience that it's almost addictive. We are such creatures of suppression, like not even habit suppression since childhood, that we work 10 times harder than anyone because we think we have to prove something. And if we'll not, we think we are lesser than men.
hi, welcome to Rising. I have with me Shubhra Mittal, co-founder of Soulful Spitting. Hi, Shubhra. Thank you for coming to Hot Seat.
Thank you for inviting me.
Shubhra, I want to know what your journey has been. What led you to start Soulful Spitting?
So it's a long journey. So I studied to be a dentist, and then I went to work, went to Jagriti Yatra and Science Express, and there I got to know about this internship called Google for Entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So when I attended that, there's this kida of entrepreneurship, it goes inside you. But I wanted to learn first because I was coming from a dentist background. So I worked in few startups in Mumbai, Bangalore, then Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore.
Okay.
And while I was working there, I realized this ladder will keep on increasing, the money will keep on increasing. I never find a time to make that extraordinary life I always wanted to. This is going to be the same life everyone else, a lot of people are living, and I always wanted an extraordinary, different kind of lifestyle since I was a child. So I thought this could be a good time. Then it took me a year to make up my mind and fight with everyone why I'm leaving this high paying job and coming back to India and what I'm going to do. I didn't know what to do back then. So I just packed my bag, quit from my job and came back to India and started just random traveling. So for around 5.5 years, I hitchhiked on trucks and volunteered all over Himalayas from Kashmir to Nagaland. And it was such an amazing experience because women in general never get to experience that kind of freedom where you are just going with your bag and just asking lifts from random truck drivers and random people and just going with them and just volunteering somewhere, living in some far village where there's no network or anything. It was such an amazing freeing experience that it's almost addictive. You can never go back to not being that free. So I will realize that now I'm too hooked and I have to do something in this context. So then I started thinking about a travel company, but then there are hundreds of travel companies. I didn't want to do the same thing. So we thought that we went into this customized tours, not the normal tours, how people take it, the customized tours where people get to see the real culture, real food, and you have to have those kind of experience which no one else is offering. And slowly, has been a great journey. It's been more than 3 years now, and living in the remotest of areas in minus 35, minus 38 degrees, and like people are just full of gratitude because of what we are doing, and we are full of gratitude because they can acknowledge what we are doing. And it's been amazing.
Wow, that sounds aspirational as well. So when you spend those years hitchhiking that you said, I mean, you must have faced a lot of challenges, or was it? No, it's not as bad as you
being a
think.
women in India, like first they'll say why you're doing this,
Yeah.
and your parents are not asking where you are and what you're doing, and as a woman in India, like even if you're not hitchhiking, even if you're sitting at home, you'll be asked questions. So if you're doing something so random like me, like everybody will ask questions. Even the hosts who is giving you a hitchhiking, they'll tell you the world is not good. Okay, I am a good person, but the world is not.
Okay.
So they were like, "Ki, in your age, like women should get married. This is the marriageable age, and you are roaming around with your big bag, big boots alone, and there's no network or anything. Like you should will be killed." Lots of people have told me that I'll be raped or killed.
Hmm.
But I realized that the world is not that bad. And to be honest, I have been more scared inside the rooms than outside in the outside world.
So, any memorable experience you can talk about in your journey where someone has made such a profound impact in your life?
Many actually. So, but I would like to talk about this friend of mine. She is 75 years old
Wow.
and a US citizen
Mhm.
and still traveling in India on buses, like local buses, not even Volvos, like local buses. So anytime anyone would tell me about their age or my age, I would like, I have this friend, okay? She is traveling on buses and volunteering everywhere. She's 75. So your age is not an excuse.
Yeah.
That lady, she came to us and like I hosted her for some 4 days and we talked non-stop since from morning since night we'll keep talking and she made me realize that what I'm doing, like before that I was like okay, whatever I'm doing it's fine, and she made me realize that whatever I'm doing is going to impact a lot of Indian women and giving them courage. So that actually will change my mindset a lot about why I need to share this journey more. So more people will realize, more women will realize that it's okay. You can travel. You can be a human. You don't have to be someone's wife or someone, whatever, but you can be your own human and you can have all of your dreams and you can break all the stereotypes. It's fine. It's okay. And it should be how it is.
So what is your long term goals? Like, what do you want to bring to this
I
world?
want to. So there was the time I wanted to change the whole world, and I realized I may be too small or insignificant to change the whole world. But what I can do is I can make a small world inside this world. So that is what I am building. So not just one homestay, not just one travel company. I want to build this large community of people who are fed up of this other world and want a new world. Want a world where there is inclusion, there is no judgment, where people can be themselves, people can be from any LGBTQ, or people can be of any orientation, or people can be of any taste, and they can come together, have a conversation, and be happy about it. They don't have to fight or they don't have to hate other people for no reason. This is really my life term goal, to make a small world of myself.
Got it. So does it also mean that, say, people who are not able to, say, right now, a lot of us are tied to our corporate jobs and life commitments, and they're not able to explore that side of life. So what should they do ideally?
One thing is, a lot of people are already doing, they're finding time from their jobs, they are saving their vacations so they can combine it and come to these places.
Yeah.
But yeah, on daily basis, like you can find a hobby which will keep that spark nurturing. And I think everyone should have a plan B.
Yeah.
Which they are already working slowly. It can be a startup, it can be a hobby, it can be a business, it can be anything. And that keeps the spark alive, because you'll have something to look forward to, and you'll have that notion that someday I'll fully work on this project and I'll leave this job or I'll leave this. Because ultimately, when you'll work for yourself, when you'll work on your own dream, you'll work 10 times or 100 times harder. So this is something they can do to get out of it, or at least have some escape, find something that they love and stick to it. Slowly take over that side to this side. This will help keep the mental health intact.
That's very interesting. So just one more question. And see,
Yeah.
now you have a lot of, no, like you said, the world is not as bad as you think.
Mm.
And you're having a lot of conversations on how you need to bring initiatives to help women do this, do that. So what do you think from an outside perspective? So aren't these initiatives kind of telling you that, you know what, we're creating somewhere a
Creating
divisive also?
discrimination.
Exactly. A divisive policy.
Exactly. So they are not. So this is the funny thing. Ki whoever is making these policies, they're all men. Okay, or women who think like men. Okay, so they are not thinking of women perspective. Ki women don't need menstrual this thing. They need supplies in the office, so it can help them. Okay, because if you'll give them a leave, the companies will not hire them because these women will take 4 leaves in a month, extra leaves. Then man, let's hire a man. Okay, it's creating discrimination and it will bite us all back later because this is going to create a big large gap and it will keep getting bigger because then the maternity leave, then the menstrual leave, then this leave or that leave, and they'll be reluctant to hire a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, what the men or the society or the office forces they can do is like ease the women, ease their life when they are menstruating, not by giving them holidays, but giving them supplies, or when they are when their maternity leave is over or if their maternity leave is short, give them the environment so they can bring their child and they can nurse them, feed them without getting judgment. And women will be the first one to come to the office. And women, like, we are such creatures of suppression, like not even habit suppression since childhood, that we work 10 times harder than anyone because we think we have to prove something. And we have, if we'll not, we think we are lesser than men. That's why I don't know not a single woman who doesn't work hard in their jobs and they try to like outgrow the men
Yeah.
in their kitty party or in their colleague
So
party.
they're just excelling
Uh,
at what they do.
But you need to make their lives easier, not by these policies, but by creating a good, better, expressive environment. And they'll be happy, they'll be nurturing, and they'll be flourishing.
But the strange thing is, but a lot of them are now increasingly talking about it, right? Like even in terms of say DEI initiative and those things. So going back to that conversation, aren't we then kind of creating a rift or something? Like we're not kind of being inclusive. It's more of you're picking them separately.
This
Is
is
that
like
what it looks?
this will always be a battle. Whether you're discriminating a woman or you're getting her included. But yeah, in my industry, in tourism industry,
Yeah.
there are more men. Okay, everywhere, like you'll find very less women entrepreneurs. You'll find women in traveling that is into guiding or some influencer or something. You'll find very less women entrepreneurs because it's such a manly industry.
Okay.
You have to become a man. Like they call me Shubhra Bhai. Okay, for them it's a compliment. Okay, they give me compliment by calling me Shubhra Bhai. She is among us. She's like a man in tourism. And like, okay, I'm accepting the compliment, but this is not a compliment, really.
Yeah.
I'm what is
Yeah,
she's like a guy. That's why she has earned this respect. So obviously this should not happen, but
That
this
is
is how
very
the
true.
world. What women can do is like proving them wrong slowly. Like now, I behave a lot like a man when I'm in this thing, but slowly, like they don't know it, but I'm changing them. So like men around me used to talk like how people from mountains and living in remote areas, they are educated and all, but their way of talking is very different. So they'll start a conversation like they'll start a story with a sentence like I have a weak heart just like women, and then they'll start their story. So I started calling them out like casual sexism, casual racism. So I taunted them with humor so much. Slowly. Now they've starting their story with this. Like there was a weak woman, or I am like a woman because I'm weak. So they stopped.
So the problem of awareness is also
Awareness.
the
No,
main
so slowly,
thing, right?
you have to like now they know if they'll say something offensive about women, I'll not be their friend. I'll not sit with them. I'll not give them work.
Right.
So they know okay, you don't have to mess with her, like respect. And like I don't let them call me ma'am because then they discriminate this thing, ki this is sir, this is madam, or they'll call each other by names, but they'll call you ma'am to create the discrimination. So I have created the Shubhra ji character, they'll call me Shubhra ji.
हाँ
So, matlab, you don't want to call me Shubhra, it's okay, you can call me Shubhra ji,
जी
but don't call me madam or something, because then you'll discriminate the whole thing by, I'll also call them Amit ji or something.
yeah
So that's like we are on the same level.
got
So it's, matlab, they'll not do it. Nobody wants to give up their throne and let anyone else sit on it. So men will never do it. So we'll have to slowly sneak in our way and just push them from their throne and
Got
sit
it.
on it.
got it. Just one last question.
Yeah.
On what advice would you give the younger women who want to do a lot of things?
Do it. Like, don't think about anyone, because they are not going to live your life. Matlab, even your parents, I'm sure they know best for you, but still they are not going to live that life that they're choosing you for you. So you'll have to live with it. मतलब अपनी body पे आपको झेलना है, तो it should be your decision. So sometimes you have to fight with them. Like, I have fought with my parents a lot, and my society, my cousins, they've all called me that she's losing her marbles, or she has gone crazy. That crazy Shubhra or crazy girl. They'll call you names just to make you stop. But then later on, when you'll be invited to these kind of places and you'll post about it, they'll love it. They'll run to your parents to congratulate them. Ki, okay, something
Yeah.
nice is happening. So when you'll have that money, when you'll have that position, they'll all come. So don't worry about it. Just do whatever you want to, even if it's not making sense to anyone. If it makes even 1% sense to you and you want to do it, your heart wants to do it, just go for it. The max you can get is you'll failed and you'll have to start again. Nobody's anyway winning, they're all faking. Okay, so you can take through.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Even your session was amazing.
Thank
and
you so
I
much.
saw how the audience loved it.
Thanks.
So thank you for coming to Rising. And
It
thank
was
you
an honor. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.